Welcome to GasEd. Today, we will be discussing how to build your first AI agent with Claude Code. We're going to explore exactly how small business owners can build highly capable, AI-powered assistants to automate everyday tasks and create massive leverage. And the best part? You don't need a single shred of coding experience to pull this off. We're going to completely strip away all that technical complexity so that by the end of this explainer, you'll walk away with a clear, actionable blueprint for your own business.
Now you might be wondering, why is this so absolutely crucial right now? Well, the AI agent market is projected to exceed a staggering $50 billion within just the next 4 years. And the driving force behind that explosive growth? It's leverage, pure and simple. Agents create this incredible business leverage, literally allowing one person to execute operations that used to take dozens of full-time employees. So whether you're trying to drastically boost your own personal productivity or you want to completely scale your small business, these agents are essentially the ultimate force multiplier. Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1. Anatomy of an agent. Demystifying the machine. We are going to strip away all that intimidating technical jargon and just look at the core building blocks of an agent. Because honestly, once you actually understand its anatomy, building one becomes incredibly straightforward.
At its core, an agent is built on just 4 functional pillars. That's the whole shebang. First, there's memory. This is essentially just a simple text file, a basic markdown file where the agent stores facts and past interactions. Second is the loop. Third are the tools, which are just the external applications the agent can use. And finally, the 4th pillar is context, which refers to the specific rules you set to define exactly what the agent should, and more importantly, shouldn't do.
I really want to emphasize that second pillar, the loop, because this is what fundamentally separates a true agent from a standard chatbot. You see, a chatbot patiently waits for your next prompt. An agent, on the other hand, it prompts itself. It takes an action, reviews the results of that action, decides on its next move, and then repeats that loop over and over again until your stated objective is fully achieved. It actively works in the background while you literally step away from the keyboard.
Moving right along to Section 2, the driver versus the race car, and understanding the tech stack. There's a pretty common misconception out there in the AI space regarding models versus environments. Clearing this up is vital for building your confidence as an operator. The absolute easiest way to wrap your head around this is the driver versus the race car analogy. The foundational AI model, whether that happens to be Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, you name it, is merely the driver. It brings the intelligence. But the integrated development environment, or IDE, well, that's your race car. The IDE is where the actual work hits the pavement. And look, it's highly important to understand that Claude Code is simply one available environment for building. It is definitely not mandatory. And it's not the only way to do things. Business owners can just as easily choose other paid or completely free alternatives to serve as their race car. Platforms like Cursor or Anti-Gravity are excellent options. You get to choose the environment that perfectly fits your budget and your workflow, because the underlying principles remain exactly the same no matter what.
So, how do we actually command this whole setup? That brings us to Section 3, the BLAST framework. Think of this as a structured operational protocol. It's essentially a universal instruction manual that ensures you give the agent clear, successful commands every single time, drastically minimizing the chance of things going off the rails. So BLAST is a 5-step acronym. Let's break it down. First, you set the blueprint. This is your ultimate goal, your absolute North Star. You tell the agent exactly what you want to be true at the very end of the project. Second, you provide the links. These are the specific external tools or data sources the agent is physically going to need to use to make that blueprint a reality.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Step 3 is the architecture, which locks in the probabilistic logic so your agent stays right on track. Step 4 is style, where you get to dictate exactly how the final visual output format should look. And finally, the trigger. This defines the exact conditions of how the task gets executed and formally handed back to you.
Now, this framework is fantastic because it brilliantly utilizes strict operating principles to keep the AI in check. By mandating a data-first approach, requiring minimal, surgical changes rather than wild, full rewrites, demanding simplicity, and enforcing a really strict per-task rhythm, the agent is forced to stay fiercely focused on the goal. This is exactly what prevents the AI from going rogue and just wildly speculating beyond your instructions.
All right, let's move into Section 4, connecting external tools. This is about giving the agent hands. This is exactly how an agent interacts with the real outside world.
We do this by connecting the agent to our everyday applications using custom connectors and simple API keys. This is the big transition. It takes the agent from just being a thinking machine to an acting machine.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how these specific tools map directly to massive business capabilities. Connecting a tool like Firecrawl, for example, allows the agent to thoroughly search and scrape website data. Appify acts as a heavy-duty scraper for social platforms, and integrating Google Workspace, well, that gives the agent the ability to actually read and draft emails or even block out time on your calendar. With just a few simple API keys, your agent can now autonomously research your target markets and fully manage your schedule.
Okay, let's land the plane here by translating all of this high-level theory into a highly practical, real-world example in Section 5, building your outbound agent automating sales operations. We are going to look at building an automated outbound sales pipeline, an agent specifically designed to completely handle the heavy lifting of your business development.
Just picture an automated Monday morning for a second. Your agent wakes up and first extracts your brand identity straight from your own website so it learns exactly what you do. Next, it goes out and identifies 20 highly qualified leads, let's say roofing companies in Texas. It then drafts custom emails and personalized LinkedIn messages tailored specifically to each of those individual roofers. And to finish it off, it accesses your Google Calendar and schedules dedicated time blocks for next week so you can sit down and review all the outreach. How cool is that?
And the best part is, the agent doesn't just hand you some chaotic, unreadable text file at the end. The final delivery is a clean, customized, beautifully formatted local HTML dashboard. When you open it up, you see the business names, their contact info, their LinkedIn profiles, and those personalized direct messages, all perfectly laid out and ready to deploy. The agent has done all that intensive research and formatting totally for you.
So the crucial point is that this whole operation isn't just a one-off magic trick. You can actually save this exact operation as a reusable skill. By leveraging that memory pillar we talked about earlier, the agent actively remembers every single business it has already scraped. This ensures that the next time you trigger this skill, it never accidentally targets the exact same lead twice. It becomes an infinitely repeatable, self-managing workflow.
But really, consider this. If an AI agent can act as your tireless researcher, your copywriter, and your calendar manager all at the same time, what workflow are you going to automate first? And how far can that kind of incredible leverage really take your business? That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.